One of the main common conversations I have with any tradie is around conversations. And they always say, I'm about to have a difficult conversation. All right. Or a confrontational conversation. I don't want to have that because it's confrontational. I don't want to talk about that because it's confrontational. A lot of it has to do around money or behavior. And if we talk about money, it's the elephant in the room. It's the thing that people are so uncomfortable talking about, yet it's one of the things that we operate by daily. And we're worried about having a conversation. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he was talking about being on site and the client coming up to him and say, oh, while you're here, do you mind just trimming those bushes? Now, he's a landscaper and they're doing construction landscaping and they're not doing maintenance. So there's a fairly good show, and what I asked him was that part of your scope of works? So he's a foreman and he's making a decision for the business owner. The client's now come and said, hey, while you're here, do you mind trimming those bushes? And I asked him, so how long would that take? And he said, probably about an hour to 2 hours. And I said, oh, okay. So you're now going to stop your boys or one of your boys from working on what they're working on. They're now going to go and get a piece of equipment from the trailer. They're going to come back. They're going to trim the bushes for 1 to 2 hours. You're then going to have to take the rubbish away. And none of that was quoted. But you were okay to throw it in because for you, it was a difficult conversation to say no. Now, here's the thing. It's not a difficult conversation at all. It is a conversation. And that is it. It's a conversation around money. It's not difficult. So how I would have the conversation is when the client came up to me and said, hey, is there any chance you could trim those bushes or just trim those bushes while you're here? I go, yeah, absolutely we can. For sure we can. But here's the thing. It's not as part of our scope of works. So would you like me to give you a quote for it? And if the client was to say, oh, no, don't worry about it, then that's okay, because now I've saved 1 to 2 hours of one of my boys being pulled off something to do something that wasn't part of my scope of works. And remember, it's a bit similar to reworks, right? So it's a bit similar to, having to redo something. So one, he's not earning money or taking time off something we've quoted, right? He's now over here doing something that we're not earning money on as well, right? So it is not a difficult conversation. You can agree with them. Absolutely, we can. They asked you if you can trim the bushes. Yes, absolutely, we can. But as far as I'm aware, it's not part of our scope of works. Would you like me to get a quote for it? Or would you like me to speak to the business owner and see what they would like to do about it? Now, you don't have to make the decision right away. You can deflect it to the business owner. The business owner can decide, well, if they want to, have that, if they want to throw it in, well, that's up to them, right? But they're monitoring cash flow perspective of the business in the back, or the job in the background, right? So the beauty about what I'm talking about is having the conversation, all right? It is not a difficult conversation. It is a conversation based on fact. It is a conversation that says, absolutely, we can do it, but it's not on my scope of work. Would you like me to give a quote for it? Now, there's probably a likelihood the client might say no. Okay, and that's okay. And you don't have to give away stuff for free. What I said to him was, would you walk into a takeaway shop, buy a burger, and ask them to throw in some chips for free? No, you wouldn't, all right? So why do other people or clients expect the same from us as tradies to just throw stuff in for free? So it's not a difficult conversation. It is just a conversation. If you have any trouble having conversations, please reach out. I can help you with them. They are not difficult. They are not challenging. They're not confrontational. They are just conversations.